Hi, and welcome to Databar. I'm David, the founder, and today I'd like to show you a quick overview of how you can use Databar to automate your data collection, list building, enrichments, and how you can use AI at scale. So when you come into Databar, you'll see two main sections in your workspace. On the left, you'll have all of the tables that you've already created, and on the right, you'll have all of the options to create a new project. You can start with a blank table, import data from a CSV file. You can start with a template, or you can use one of our pre-built actions. So you can find leads, scrape a website. If you can't find anything in here, you can also use the search bar to find pre-built connectors. For example, if we're looking for e-commerce data set, we can search for e-commerce. Or if we, for example, want an App Store search scraper, we can search for App Store, and we'll see all of the options that we can go with. For today's example, I already have a spreadsheet open, which has 5 links. We have Revolut, PayPal, Stripe, Paddle, and Payoneer. Now we want to find out some more info about these companies, and then we also want to find the contact info for the right people at those companies. So to do that, we'll use enrichments. Basically what enrichments do is they take the data that you already have in your table, and then they add new columns to your spreadsheet, which show additional insights. Now, when you open the enrichment sidebar, you'll see a list of categories which you can start with. So if you're looking for fundraising data, you can simply click into that. If you're looking for jobs and employment data, you can use one of these connectors. Or if you want social media data, you can scroll down to the social media category and pick out one of the connectors from here. But for starters, let's try to use the Owler company dataset in order to find the basic info about these companies. So Owler is one of our partners, and we have over 80 different partners on Databar which let you access their data without needing an API key. So when you come in, you'll notice that you have this button which lets you use this connector with the Databar key. And what this means is that you don't need any additional subscriptions to connect to all of these amazing data providers. You can simply pick the data that you need, click run, and it'll all be working without any additional subscriptions. With Owler, we're going to use the Databar API key. And when we're setting this enrichment up, we need to tell this connector where our company links are in the table so that it can find all of the right data. So when I click on this mapper, I'll select the company link column. Now let's select which columns we want to be added to the table. So we'll add the company name, company description, LinkedIn, founded date, and let's get their head count and estimated revenue. And when you do this, you'll see that your spreadsheet will get new columns. And these columns are kind of like real-time connections to external data providers. To run them, you can either click on the lightning bolt within a specific cell, or you can launch these enrichments across the whole spreadsheet by clicking the lightning bolt in the column name. And just like that, we got the names, descriptions, LinkedIn links, founded dates, Facebook links, head counts, estimated revenue, and Twitter links for all of these companies. Now this data is ready to go, but I think it's still missing some info. Let's actually get the email addresses of the decision makers at these companies. So let's add another enrichment, and we'll check out the Find People category. So we'll try this one. And we'll map it up to the company link column, just like we did with the previous connector. And let's try to find people with a specific role. If we simply run this, then People Data Labs will return us anyone that they can find within these companies. But if we map it up to a specific role, then we can find people that work in a specific department. We might be interested in sales, so let's do sales. Now let's get the first name, last name, email, LinkedIn, job title. Let's also find out which industry they work in. All right. Now when we scroll to the very right, we see one more connector. So let's run the first 3 connectors in our table. And there we go. We found 10 for Revolut, 10 for PayPal, 10 for Stripe. Let's also run Paddle and Payoneer. To view this data, we can simply click on the cell. And here we have Paris Gabino, who works in global sales strategy. We have Chaitan Kanungo, who is head of US partnerships and business development, and 8 other people. To actually use this data, you can either map specific items into a separate spreadsheet by clicking on the select button. And we'll get a new column with data extracted from this JSON, or we can write all of this data to a new table. If we do so, we'll have a new control panel. So here we'll need to select the email. Let's give it a name. We'll give it a emails of payment providers. Click Save. So what we just created is an exporter, which takes all of these 10 people from our spreadsheet and creates a new table with all of the email addresses that we want to actually work with now. So to run this exporter, we can run them one by one, or just like before, we can run them all at once. Now let's open the emails of payment providers as a separate tab. So there we go. We have our leads ready to go. And now we can export this data as a CSV file, or we can send it to our CRM or email sending tool. In a separate video, I'll be showing you how you can then enrich these people. Thank you so much for watching this video, and please let us know if you have any other questions.